Come along for a 6-hour study vlog. This was such a long day. Saturdays have been solely devoted to the grind since I started law school. But I managed to get so much checked off of my to-do list today and it felt so Honestly, good. The only reason that I'm able to sit for so long in one spot and do work is the Pomodoro method. I prefer doing 50 minutes of work and 10 minutes of break. And then usually halfway through my study sprints, I'll take a 30-minute break. And that just helps me feel like I rebooted a little bit before getting back to work. And so that's what I did today from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tomorrow I'm hoping to do another one of these, but to get up a little bit earlier so I have the rest of my afternoon and evening off. On the agenda, I had to finish up my torts reading, which I checked off there. And then I got onto my civil procedure. And civil procedure always takes me a very long time, just because unlike torts and contracts, which are my other two classes, I usually take notes while I'm doing my reading, whereas with torts and contracts, I fill in my notes after. So sitting down with my reading for Civ Pro literally takes forever. I think in this vlog, I literally sat down to do it for 2.5 hours. But luckily, the chapter I was reading was pretty interesting, which always helps. Today, I was reading about the right to trial by jury under the 7th Amendment in the federal court system. And then, of course, on my break, I had to have some lunch. Another huge tip to getting through large study blocks is to meal prep. So that way you're always fueling your brain and you know that you have something easy just to heat up. While I was eating my lunch, I did, guess what? More Civ Pro. It never ends. It just really never ends. Until it does, and I have a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. Also, getting a whiteboard has been so awesome for law school. I just love knocking things off of my to-do list when they're on a whiteboard. I feel like I'm such an elementary school teacher when I do that. I was a kid in elementary school who always wanted to get up and write on the board. So this is really helping me relive the last 2 hours of my studying for the day. I worked on my legal writing memo, which is due next Friday, which is a little bit nerve-wracking, but it's all right. We're gonna get it done. I'm just taking things day by day and trying to take off as much of my to-do list as possible and focus time blocks because the reward is honestly so worth it at the end. And that was the day. Love you. Bye.